All right, let me walk you guys through just how evil and demonic this new idea from the Trump regime is. So the Daily Beast says the following. Ice Barbie, of course talking about Kristi Noem, reveals plan to splurge FEMA cash on bonkers Alligator Alcatraz detention center. So they're calling it a detention center. I'm going to call it what it really is, a concentration camp. Because that's what it is. When there is no due process, there are no hearings, they round up innocent people and they put them there. That's what it is. It's a concentration camp. Okay. As you all know, Trump, when he ran for president, he was attacking Biden all the time, saying, FEMA has abandoned the people in North Carolina. There's big flooding. You're not helping. What are you doing? FEMA has abandoned them. I would never do that. That's how he ran. Then he gets in office and immediately turns on a dime and he goes, we're going to abolish FEMA. Let's get rid of FEMA. Let's send it to the states. Let's send it to the cities. And so that's what, by the way, he's doing. He's doing it totally illegally because Congress has the power of the purse. The money that was allocated to FEMA has to go to FEMA, but they're just cutting it off, right? You even have Republican states who are on their knees begging Trump, hey man, we had a disaster. We need your help. We need you to approve this disaster declaration. He's not doing it. He's trying to abolish FEMA completely. That's such a psycho idea because you don't understand, man. The states don't have the ability to, they don't have the funds to like really fix an entire area getting wiped out because of a natural disaster. They don't. Only the federal government does. He doesn't care. Go fuck yourself if there's some, natural disaster. He doesn't care about you. He just doesn't. So he flipped on a dime. Now we see what some of this FEMA money is going towards. They want to build a concentration camp. Okay. All right. Let's walk through it. The Trump administration plans to use funds from an otherwise gutted disaster relief agency to build a migrant detention center that'll be surrounded by alligators and pythons. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, nicknamed Ice Barbie after her penchant for cosplaying as an immigration agent, announced on X Monday night that her department has been working at turbo speed to deliver on President Donald Trump's mass deportation drive. A brainchild of Florida Attorney General James Utmeyer, that sounds like a Nazi name, the center will mostly comprise a number of large tents set up on a remote airfield in the Everglades, which Utmeyer has said will require minimal security given the site is surrounded by dangerous wildlife. Remember in the first term, when Trump was campaigning before he was president the first time, remember that the news came out that he seriously floated the idea of, let's build a wall at the southern border, but also let's put a moat, and let's fill the moat with alligators and stuff, and let's put barbed wire, and he wanted to trick it up and put a moat with dangerous shit in it. And I remember when that leaked, it was such an embarrassing story that at the time I feel like he backpedaled on it. He was like, I didn't say that. But this is the same sort of shit. Now they're actually bringing about their wildest, most idiotic and evil fantasies because they're effectively doing something like that now with a concentration camp. Oh my God. The plan fits neatly with the tenor of Trump's immigration crackdown, which has already seen migrants detained at Guantanamo Bay. Oh my God. Notorious for the torture of Islamic terror suspects, and the CCOT facility, a Salvadoran mega prison likened by critics to a concentration camp. So that's the thing, right? They are concentration camps. CCOT is a concentration camp. Guantanamo Bay is a concentration camp. This place they're working on is a concentration camp. Because when you get rid of constitutional protections, when there's no due process, no habeas corpus, no hearing for these people, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. They weren't convicted by a jury of their peers. This is just, I don't know, we're locking you up. We say you're guilty, so you're guilty. It also echoes pledges made during Trump's first term in office when he spoke repeatedly at length about wanting to build a razor-topped wall and moat, this is what I just talked about, along the U.S. border with Mexico, filling the latter with snakes and alligators to ward asylum seekers off by making the already perilous crossing. These new facilities will in large part be funded by FEMA, Shelter and Services Program, which the Biden administration used as a piggy bank to spend hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to house illegal aliens. Oh my God. Oh my God, these people, bro. Noem added in her Monday post. Popular among the MAGA base, that's a claim that dates back to the Hurricane Helene relief efforts last October. Trump said then in statements amplified by Elon Musk and other supporters that the Biden-Harris administration had no money left to support victims of disaster because they spent it all on illegal migrants. The then presidential candidate's suggestion that money for disaster relief had been spent on housing undocumented migrants did not stand up to scrutiny. No fucking shit. Everything they say is a fucking lie. If they say they're going to do something good, they're lying. If they say they're going to do something bad, they're telling the truth and they will do that thing. But virtually any time they're attacking a Democrat, you can bet your bottom fucking dollar that whatever they're accusing the Democrats of is total horseshit. Guaranteed. It's like how they go, open borders. These people have open borders. Meanwhile, just go look it up yourself. Go ask artificial intelligence. Go, just say, how many people did Joe Biden deport? And it's literally millions. Is that an open border? Does that sound like an open border? Oh my God. In an ironic twist, Trump had during his first presidency already done exactly what he accused Biden of doing. In 2019, he took $271 million from DHS programs, including $155 million from the FEMA disaster fund, to meet the cost of additional detention facilities for asylum seekers attempting to cross the southern border. Since assuming office for the second time in January, the president has nevertheless now embarked on a cost-cutting crusade to significantly scale back, if not outright eliminate FEMA. Battered as the United States is each year by hurricanes and other extreme weather events, the rationale behind gutting the United States' chief disaster relief agency has not been entirely clear, beyond Trump's desire to give out less money as part of his administration's wider crackdown on wasteful federal spending. So I actually have for you we have a local news report on Alligator Alcatraz. Here's what they say.
Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier says he wants to make the state's largest immigration facility and that he has just the place to do it. The Training and Transition Airport. It's a 30-square-mile property located in Miami-Dade County, and it's surrounded by pythons and alligators.
As I call it, Alligator Alcatraz.
In a Thursday afternoon post on X, Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier says the facility would sit on the already constructed runway, would hold 1,000+ beds, and is surrounded by the Everglades, but it's not part of the Everglades National Park.
You don't need to invest that much in the perimeter. People get out, there's not much waiting for them other than alligators and pythons. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
It comes as the Trump administration is calling for ICE to ramp up arrests and deportations across the country, but some environmental groups are calling on Governor Ron DeSantis to reject the plan.
It really strikes you as a clueless idea that was off the cuff.
Eve Samples, executive director of the Friends of the Everglades, says it's an awful idea.
This site is really important to Friends of the Everglades. It's actually the reason Friends of the Everglades was founded by Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in 1969 to stop what would have been the world's largest airport from being built right there.
She says for the same reasons it didn't work before, it won't work now.
Think about what could happen if we bring in 1,000-bed prison, all the ancillary development you would need. We call on the governor to put a stop to this proposal right now. It's a terribly bad idea, and it could totally undermine any Everglades credibility he has remaining.
Michael Hoffman, WPTV News.
I want you to take note of how creative they are when it comes to being evil. Imagine putting this sort of creativity towards actual good ideas that objectively help people. No, it's like, how can we torture people? How can we destroy people's lives? How can we ruin everything? That's where the creativity comes out. So now we're in a situation where not only do you have the El Salvador concentration camp, not only do you have the Guantanamo Bay concentration camp, now they want to build one in Florida called Alligator Alcatraz. That says it all, doesn't it? Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.